Welcome back, CataclysmGaming. I'm your host, Grim Reaper, and I'm bringing you beginner guides to agents across a lot of maps. It's going to show very basic details, and it's going to make you learn the agent quick, easy, and be ready to take it into ranked. Sit back, relax, be sure to like, subscribe. It means the world to us. Alright, let's get into it. In today's video, I'll be covering Sova. He's a revealer initiator or an info initiator, however you want to go by. Now, this agent and Ascent is basically bread and butter. Today we're going to just go over very beginner stuff to help new players that are coming to the game, either console players or new PC players. Let's start off with his Recon Dart. Sova's Recon Dart is really good for clearing out spaces, either mid, site executes, or just for free info. It does, however, go on to a 45-second cooldown, so you can either shoot it early in the round and you'll have a second one for an execute off of like wave 2 util, or you can save it to an execute and use it when an enemy team is trying to retake for site or info for mid round. Sova's Recon Dart is basically free wall hacks when it's launched on the wall. It pulses twice. Anyone who's caught in this area is going to get scanned and it's going to light up red, allowing you to see them either on the map or through walls. You can also spam through a lot of walls in this game. So using those two together will get you a lot of kills and information for your team to play off of. Looking at every single map in this game, it's also going to have a lot of choke points and areas that you have to clear while pushing onto a bomb site. With Sova, you can clear out a lot of those places with your Recon Dart. Throwing your darts on walls up here or even on site, it's going to give you a big area that is clear from looking at the map, allowing your team to help scale and loosen the intensity of the scale. Same thing for the A bomb site. A lot of enemies in this game will love to play corners like there, have a crossfire, dice, gen. One Recon Dart on this back wall helps clear all of that. Using your Recon is going to clear spaces for your team and allow you an easier execute. Now that covers mainly using your Recon Dart for taking site. However, you can also use it for just taking neutral space. Any dart in this area, landing here, is going to scan this whole lane, allowing you to get this orb for free. Another thing about Sova and his darts, before we get into his shock darts, he's going to have a charge bar. Now this charge bar is going to dictate how far or how close your dart goes. You have full charge,
revealing area,
you have 2 charge bar,
scanning ahead,
then you have 1 charge bar,
scanning ahead,
and then you also have just a free shot by doing no charge.
revealing area,
These variants that you have available for your Recon Dart and your shock darts allow you to change up how your dart's going to fly through the air and land in specific spots. For example, to get onto a site from this corner with this dart, you're going to do a 2-bar charge.
scanning ahead,
Just like that. Now if you do anything less or more, your dart's not going to go where you want it to land. Using this knowledge, you can affect any dart that you're throwing around the map. Also with his Recon Dart, besides the charges, he has these bounce boxes. These bounce boxes are able to throw off where your dart lands. For example, if we use 1 diamond, it's going to bounce once.
scanning ahead,
Bounce, land. Example for 2 boxes,
revealing area,
bounces twice. Allowing you to hit different places while bouncing your dart. Mixing those up with your charges and bounces makes your dart harder to shoot, allowing you to get more scans off. On to Sova's Shock Dart. This ability is one of the few damage abilities in the game. However, you can use this for straight damage, chip damage, breaking util, post-plant scenarios, and double Shock Dart lineups. In this game balance, we have other roles other than Initiator, Duelist, Controllers, and then we have Sentinels. Shock Dart can be used to break a lot of the Sentinels utils. Cipher trips, alarm bots, deadlock sensors, all that's in the game can be broken by the Shock Dart. Either shooting the Shock Dart in the choke points breaks anything there, allowing your team for an easy entry if you guys are hitting a sentinel site. Just like the Recon Dart, you have your 3 charge bars and you have your double bounce boxes. So say there's util on this lane here, but instead of swinging out and using a shock dart here and being exposed to everywhere else, Sova has that unique ability that you can just bounce stuff off of. Just like so.
Shock dart.
Using your shock dart on attack just like that allows your team to scale certain areas where a lot of sentinels will dump a bunch of their util, making it easier to execute sight. However, on defense, using your shock dart early in the round will usually get you a lot of chip damage or break flank util. An example on Ascent, playing towards B site, bouncing a shock dart off this roof will damage anyone in this choke point. If the enemy team is still pushing you, doing another shock dart off this wall hits this choke point. Anyone who's in this radius will take a lot of damage. Now, if you hit them directly with the shock dart while they're in the center, that does a full 75 damage. Now that we're done talking about shock darts, we're going to talk about his drone. His drone is one of the biggest pieces of util that allows you basically a 6th man on the team until it's broken. What I mean by that, instead of fully having to dry clear or use your recon dart in this area, because we want to save it for sight, doing your owl drone
Take flight.
allows you to clear this area, clear close, fly all the way out, clear close corners, just like how your dart would, but you can also tag them. Now, if you tagged an enemy with your drone, they're gonna light up red through the walls and they'll pop up on your map. Also, if they're behind walls that are spammable, it'll ping them twice, just like the dart. But instead of the dart being 2 slow, prolonged pings, it's gonna be 2 quick pings. Pairing that with the scale of sight, either if they're behind smoke, anything like that, shooting them through the walls, you'll get your info you want, and you'll probably guarantee you a kill. If you're pushing up cat, droning through this choke point allows you to scan close right, left, and you could go into tree with this, getting anyone who's either in a smoke that's usually in this choke point, or you could send it straight to sight. Same thing towards A. In this corner, you could drone all the way down to wine, clearing all of this neutral space, picturing sight, getting all this space for your team. Now, what you would want to do with your drone as well, make sure you have a teammate following it so they're able to trade the drone. If you're on defense with Sova, you can use your drone very similar to how you use it for attack. You're droning this space just to clear it, goes all the way, you could see all of attackers' main side, and you get the full neutral space for orb. Or if it's approaching that mid round where you need info, using your drone versus your dart for info also works the same, because anything that you see will pop up on the map as well. Sova, in my opinion, is probably one of the best initiators. Not only does he do damage with his shock darts, but he gets you a lot of info. Now, another thing you can do with your info, either through your drone or your dart, is you can ult them. Sova's ultimate, also known as Hunter's Fury, is going to allow you to do a lot of damage, and most of the time, it's going to guarantee you a kill. Pairing it with your info of your recon drone or your recon dart, you can guarantee a kill. When you use your ultimate, every time you shoot it, it's going to slow down your sensitivity. So ideally, the further you are, the easier it is to hit people. With each shot of your Hunter's Fury, it does 80 damage to the enemy. So you need to hit them twice to guarantee a kill unless they're vulnerable to anyone else's abilities. His ult can be used right off the rip on defense to clear out whole lanes.
Right here.
If you have a read on the game, it can also use to deny plants, and on attack it can be used in post plants, allowing you to deny the team from defusing the bomb. The big thing on Sova is you don't really want to play him by being first contact, because that's what duelists are for. If you want a more in-depth guide, go watch the rest of our videos. We got full lineups on multiple maps with Sova. Other than that, I've been Grim Reaper. You guys have a wonderful day, evening, night. Peace.